Oh, look how fast that is.
Electronic group sets are slowly but surely taking over the world, and today we're going to be revealing the secrets to getting the most out of them. Whether you've got a Shimano Di2 or a Sram AXS group set, there are all manner of hidden functions that most people just don't know about. So here's some tips and tricks that we think you should really know. We'll kick off with some tricks for those of you using Shimano Di2. So if you're a Sram AXS user, then feel free to skip ahead, although tips 4 and 5 do also apply to Sram. First up, did you know that Shimano allows you to change how quickly your bike can change gear? Well, it can. All you need to do is go into the eTube phone app and change whether you want the shifting to be very fast, fast, normal, slow, or very slow. The shifting is already pretty darn quick, but we've had no reliability issues using it in the fast setting for even more snappy gear changes. This is most noticeable when grabbing a handful of gears at the bottom of the climb. Do you find yourself cross-chaining or staying in either the big or little ring longer than perhaps you should? Well, this trick might be for you. Shimano's sequential and semi-sequential shifting is kind of like giving your bike an automatic gearbox. Okay, that's exaggerating here a bit, but here's how it works. With sequential shifting selected, you can almost completely forget about changing between the big and little rings. As you get towards the top of the cassette, it automatically drops you down into the little ring, and then vice versa as you begin to go through the gears again as you pick up speed. My personal favourite though is Shimano's semi-synchronized shift. This still gives you control over when you change from little ring to big ring or the other way around, but when you do it, also changes a gear or two, however many you've set it to, at the back. I found that this can eliminate the big changes in cadence that you can sometimes get as you drop down to the little ring. Whilst you're messing about in the YouTube app, I'd also recommend setting up the auxiliary buttons. That's these two hidden on the tops of your shifters. There's one on either side, and they can be programmed to do all manner of things from changing gear to changing screen on your cycle computer. My personal favourite is to have one set up as a lap button so that during my intervals I don't have to take my hands off the bars. It's the little things. Oh, they're quite satisfying. They've got a good kudunk. One of the main negatives of electronic gears is when you inevitably forget to charge them. Both Shimano and Sram have these little lights on the mechs to indicate their charge, but let's be honest, who looks at them? I've found that since I've set up a data field on my head unit displaying the charge, I've had far less tears out on the road due to flat batteries. You can do this on both Garmin and Wahoo head units, and although it's probably not a metric you'll want on your first page, it is a good one to have tucked away to check on a regular basis. Sticking with the head unit, this is another cool data field that you might want to add if you're using electronic gears, and once again it is available for both Shimano and Sram Gruppos. This gears field gives you a visual aid as to which gear you're currently in, and we spotted quite a few pros choosing to have this on their data screens at last year's Dauphiné. No, this probably won't make you any faster, but it might save you that nasty surprise when you go to grab another gear on a steep gradient, only to find that there's none left. This graphic will automatically change the amount of speeds your bike has when it connects to the group set. Before we look at some tricks to get the most out of a Sram group set, let us know your favourite feature of electronic group sets down below, and it would really help us out if you make sure you're subscribed to the channel for lots more of the latest bike tech. Indexing gears is quite a bit different if you've migrated from a mechanical group set, and you can now do this on both Shimano and Sram group sets using the shifters rather than down here at the rear mech. On Sram AXS, you can move the mech in tiny 0.2mm increments, allowing for some super accurate fettling. My favourite way to index my gears is through the AXS phone app. This way, I don't have to find the tiny buttons on the shifters, and it even tells me which gear I'm meant to be in, so there's no chance I can index my gears a whole gear out. Because there's no cable stretch, you probably won't need to make use of this feature very often, but it can save you a lot of time if you have multiple wheel sets that you switch between your bikes, or you use your bike on the turbo and get that annoying rasping sound when your gears are just a little bit out. Now this one is for the data nerds out there, and I think that probably includes me. You've probably already seen that when you get back from a ride, you can see the number of gear shifts in the Wahoo or Garmin apps. But did you know that you can log in to axs.shram.com for even more stats. Not only can you see the number of front and rear derailleur shifts, but you can also see the shifts per kilometre, what gears you use the most by both time and distance, and if you also use a power meter, you can see which gears you've averaged the most watts in. A lot of this information is, let's be honest, of limited use, but it could highlight that alternative gearing might be better suited to your riding. Multi-shifting is kind of what it sounds like. In the AXS app, you can choose how you want the rear mech to respond when you hold down a shifter paddle. For example, I've got mine to shift through the entire block if I hold down the button, but you might prefer to set it to change just 1, 2, or 3 gears depending on your personal preference. Gone are the days when we all had to make do with a one group for all approach, because electronic group sets now allow you to do a whole heap of customization. Even though on SRAM you can swap the batteries over between the mechs if one runs out, it's still probably best to stay on top of your charging. Each mech battery is said to last 60 riding hours, and the CR2032 coin cell batteries in the shifters usually last about a year. Even so, before a big event or trip away, I like to check their charge. You can do this by looking at the tiny lights on the inner face of the shifter lever, but it's even easier in the app. Here you can see the charge levels of each individual component, giving you peace of mind before that trip away. If you're someone who likes climbing on the tops, then it might annoy you that you have to go back onto the shifters to change gear. It might seem like a bit of a faff to set up climbing shifters, but that couldn't be further from the truth. SRAM's latest blips are completely wireless and you can stick them just about anywhere using the provided double-sided 3M tape. That means you could stick them to the drops under your bar tape and use them as sprint shifters. You could put them on the underside of your bars and use them when climbing, or you could attach them to a set of clip-on aero bars so you can change gear without coming off them. These are rather simply set up in the app, and it literally only takes a few minutes. Will you be trying any of these, and are there any that you think we've missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you found this video interesting, then please give it a like, subscribe to the channel for lots more cycling tech videos, and we'll see you next time.